Once upon a time in ancient Japan, there was a wise Zen master named Takumi. People from far and wide sought his counsel, as his profound wisdom and compassionate nature touched the hearts of many people. One day, a young man named Hiroshi approached Takumi with a troubled look on his face. Hiroshi had recently lost his job and was filled with anger and resentment. He said to the Zen master, "Takumi, life is so unfair. I worked hard, but still, I lost my job. How can I accept this? How can I find understanding in such situation?" Takumi listened attentively, his gentle eyes filled with compassion. He replied, "Hiroshi, I understand that losing your job is difficult, and it's natural to feel upset. Let me share you a story." Hiroshi started listening. There was once a farmer who owned a beautiful horse that was the envy of his neighbors. One day, the horse ran away and disappeared into the mountains. The farmer's neighbors gathered and said, "What terrible luck! How unfortunate!" But the farmer simply replied, "Maybe." A few days later, horse returned from the mountains, leading a group of wild horses back with it. The neighbors rejoiced, saying, "How lucky! Now we have more horses." The farmer calmly responded, "Maybe." The farmer's son eagerly tried to tame one of the wild horses, but he fell off and broke his leg. The neighbor said, "What a tragedy! Now your son is injured." The farmer, with serenity in his voice, replied, "Maybe." Shortly after, a war broke out in the region, and the king's soldiers came to recruit all able-bodied men. They passed by the farmer's house and didn't take his son because of his broken leg. The neighbors exclaimed, "How fortunate! Your son's injury turned out to be a blessing." The farmer humbly replied, "Maybe." Takumi paused and looked deeply into Hiroshi's eyes. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. Just like the story of the farmer, we often attach label of good or bad to events. But it is our perception that colors our experiences. Instead of resisting what has happened, embrace it with an open heart. Acceptance doesn't mean that you condone or deny the challenges you face. It means acknowledging them as the part of your journey. Hiroshi pondered Takumi's words and felt a sense of peace wash over him. He realized that acceptance and understanding were not passive acts, but active choices to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. From that day forward, Hiroshi carried the wisdom of the Zen master within his heart, practicing acceptance and understanding in all aspects of his life, embracing both the joys and challenges that came his way. And in doing so, he found true peace and contentment. The moral of the story is that true acceptance and understanding come from recognizing impermanence and uncertainty. Rather than attaching labels of good or bad to events, we can choose to embrace them with an open heart. By letting go of our judgment and resisting the urge to control every outcome, we can find peace and contentment. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It is an active choice to navigate life challenges with grace and equanimity, allowing us to cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This is Enlightenment Stories. Please make sure to subscribe this channel for more inspirational videos.